My people, my fans and my family, I know that you don't see me in circulation for some time. I've been hospitalized now for 3 weeks. Please, the thing has gone beyond my control. I need your help. Don't let me die. I know that you people never forsake me, and I know that God will always see me through. But I'm begging you, my fans and family, don't let me die. Because I am going through a lot, as in pain. I have like 3 surgeries to go through with. Please don't let me die. If there's anything you want to do for me, please contact my management. They'll be there for you. Thank you. God bless you. My sickness will never be anybody's portion. In Jesus' name, thank you.
Before the first word named the sea, she breathed and tides learned how to bend. Stars are the dust she shook from sleep. Each galaxy a hymn she mends. Music is life, music is spirit. Let the goddess of inspiration fill you. Dance to the spirit.
There has been a news circulating all over social media as well as the Nigerian mainstream media since yesterday. It is the news that 3 suspects linked to the Oyo kidnapping had been sentenced to life imprisonment. Now, I know the first thing some people are asking is, why life imprisonment? Why not a capital punishment, which is death sentence? I want us to talk about this and understand the narrative, also to point out something very vital. Please share this video to people around you. Many of our people do not really listen to the Nigerian News Network anymore. A lot are on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, etc. listening to bloggers who spread unverified narratives. Also, if you are a foreigner here, do well to listen to this series so that you will grab the authentic information and educate your people. Now, for the Oyo kidnapping as well as some high-profile kidnapping, they were not carried out by Boko Haram. It's been discovered that they are being carried out by the Ansaru terrorist organization. Now, this Ansaru terrorist organization has subgroups. They have the Dar es Salaam, of which these suspects belong to. So they have subgroups that are linked to the Ansaru men gang. This Ansaru terrorist organization, they are multinational. They are present in so many nations, including the Western world, and they are mostly from the Middle East. Even the United Kingdom, the European Union, the Americans, they've declared them as terrorists. They were also the ones involved in carrying a high-profile attack that killed 2 Nigerian soldiers on their mission to Mali because they wanted to prevent these soldiers from going to protect people in Mali. If you hear of high-profile kidnapping, especially the kidnapping of foreigners, white foreigners, or foreign nationals that are high-profile, this Ansaru terrorist group are the one involved. Nigerians and other nationals have been engaging them, especially the Americans. Before we continue, hello beautiful brothers and sisters. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. This is Qinspride. Now, the Oyo kidnapping case had led to a lot of exposures. The strategy towards the rescuing of the victims was impressive. 8 of the terrorists were arrested and the rest killed. Anyway, for the suspect, those that gave them intel, those that knew about their whereabouts and concealed it, they were also arrested. So the 3 of the people that were arrested weren't the ones that did the actual kidnapping of the Oyo children based on the judgment, but were prosecuted on 10-count charges, of which they pleaded guilty in some and not guilty in some. They were accused of conspiring with the terrorists and aiding the terrorist attack. They were also accused of being members of a terrorist group, that's the Dar es Salaam, which is a subgroup of the Ansarut terrorist group. They were also accused of concealing information about the whereabouts of these terrorists. One was accused of illegal gold mining. Now, this gold mining, they do sell the gold to buy weapons. They pleaded guilty to being members of the group, which are declared a terrorist group. One of them also pleaded guilty to training the jihadists via WhatsApp group. They also pleaded guilty to concealing information and denied conspiring with the terrorists for attack and aiding them. However, on the ones they pleaded guilty, they were given a maximum punishment, which is life imprisonment, not a capital punishment. This is the summary. Now, let's hear the reporters.
Thanks for joining us on TV News at 7. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. Will start with judicial matter, where 3 defendants arraigned by the federal government before Justice Salim Ibrahim of the Federal High Court Abuja have been sentenced to life imprisonment for concealing information about the masterminds of the Orire kidnapping in Oyo State. They are Abdulrazak Umar, Yunisa Musa, and Shamsuddin Sani. They also pleaded guilty to being members of Darul Salam, an affiliate of Ansaru, a proscribed terrorist organization. Senior reporter Celestina Area has more.
The first and the third defendants, Abdulrazak Umar and Shamsuddin Adamu, pleaded guilty to providing training, instructions, and inciting members of their WhatsApp group titled "The Oneness of Allah is a Foundation of Peace" to commit acts of terrorism. Abdulrazak Umar also pleaded guilty to mining of gold at streams in Shaza area, Suleja local government of Niger State, without lawful authorization. The defendant pled not guilty to other charges as it affects them respectively. In the 10-count charge, the federal government is accusing the defendant of aiding and concealing the information of the masterminds of the Orire school kidnapping. They are also accused of being members of Dar es Salaam, an affiliate of Ansaru, a proscribed terrorist group in Nigeria. The defendant is also being charged with providing trainings and instructions of terrorists via their WhatsApp group titled "The Oneness of Allah is a Foundation of Peace." Lastly, they are accused of engaging in mining of golds at streams of Shaza area, Suleja local government area, Niger State, without lawful authorization. Before the court convicted the defendants on the charges they have pleaded guilty to, the prosecution called a witness, an investigator with the DSS, to review the facts of the case. The witness narrated how the defendant voluntarily gave their statements and confessed to the charges for which they have pleaded guilty. The investigation report by the DSS forwarded to the Attorney General of the Federation and the Minister of Justice were tendered and admitted as exhibits by the court. Following the admission of guilt, the lead counsel of the defendant, A.A. Shetima, pleaded passionately with the judge to be lenient with his clients. He told Justice Ibrahim that they were first-time offenders with aged parents and wives and children who depend on them for means of livelihood, adding that they did not participate in the abduction of the school children, but only concealed information. His plea for leniency was, however, countered by the Director of Public Prosecution of the Federation, Rotimi Oyedipo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, who argued that the abduction would have been prevented if they had volunteered information before the crime was committed. Mr. Oyedipo urged the court to invoke maximum punishment of life imprisonment to send a signal to bandits in the forest that criminality has consequences, adding that gallant officers were lost during the rescue operation of the abducted children and teachers. Justice Salim Ibrahim, in his judgment, argued with the DPP and sentenced them to life imprisonment. The matter was adjourned until 15 September 2026 for trial on the remaining charges.
The sentencing that my Lord proposed today clearly demonstrates the commitment of the judiciary to the fight against terrorism, to show that in our jurisdiction, crimes has no place to stay.
Now, just like many Nigerians are questioning, the DSS have moved to appeal that the life imprisonment be changed to death sentence, arguing that terrorists are terrorists. Yes, they might not be the direct kidnappers of the Oyo pupils, but are still members of the gang and were aware of the conspiracies and knows the activities of the terrorists. DSS insisted that the capital punishment is the only solution to anyone linked to any form of terrorism, whether directly or indirectly. Let us hear the discussion first.
Joined by lawyer Kristen Love for more on this. Mr. Love, thanks for joining us on the news at 10. Does the DSS in reality have a strong legal basis here to ask the Court of Appeal to replace life imprisonment with the death penalty?
Capital punishment is in Nigeria, I think Section 30 of the 1999 Constitution prescribe the offenses, which includes armed robbery, treason, and of course the Section 16, and further quoted and also Section 20 has established that what is required in circumstances like this, the accused have confessed to being part and parcel of a proscribed terrorist organization. They have carried firearms and they have committed murder. And so there is no punishment that should be meted out to them other than capital punishment. But just like you have also mentioned when you were extracting the historical analysis of death when 4 people were sentenced to death from the military days. Of course, we know what happened during the first tenure of when there was retroactive punishment where people were even sentenced to death retroactively. But since the advent of democracy is more or less in practice an academic exercise, because the society and the community globally is championing the cause that everybody, regardless of their offenses, they have another shot at life. So the life imprisonment is now an option. But issue is not just to follow the law. Attempting or thinking should know that this should be their punishment. So the DSS is right in pursuing, in appealing the life imprisonment to be converted to death penalty.
Mr. Christian Love, I was thinking if we put both of your names together, that you will be on the side of mercy and life imprisonment instead of capital punishment.
So mercy is two sides. Mercy and judgment are two sides of the
But really, that was even on the light side. They pleaded guilty. Should that ordinarily reduce their sentence in any form?
No, the fact that you plead guilty to an offense does not invalidate the severity of the offense. To conceal, because they were part and parcel of the planning, and when it was time for them to help the law enforcement in nipping other people that are part of the system, they refused. So the fact that you confess to an offense does not necessarily invalidate the severity of the offense, so that there is deterrent for every other person that is thinking. Because, how do you inspire confidence in the judiciary or in law enforcement when people can go on a killing spree and do what they like? I mean, we can't bring back the lives of those that are already dead. No killings taking place all across our land. So there must be punishment that must be meted out. Of course, it doesn't necessarily heal the wounds of the families. It doesn't bring back those that are dead. We have to go for the jugular. It must be stated clearly. What needs to be clear is you cannot go on rampage killing people.
Well, I believe that Nigerians know what they want. Capital punishment is the only way. The people who lost their lives are people's fathers. They are people's mothers, siblings, and children. Now, this is a message to our celebrities and influencers. See, we easily move on in this nation. This is a time to back up the DSS and persuade government to reinstall capital punishment as the consequence of any terrorism-related offenses, irrespective of who is involved, in order to serve as a lesson to everyone and as a warning to our youth who are planning to engage or will be lured into such organizations. Listen to me, if you conceal information, you are also involved.
Timbala, oh, Timbala.